Looking live at Percival Molson Memorial Stadium in Montreal as we're underway for this match between LGQV and Les Elephants. My name is Graham Naismith on the commentary with you this evening, and it looks like a very nice night for football here in Montreal. This is the Premiership de Montréal, and that is LGQV in their black uniforms, moving from left to right on your screen. And that's Les Elephants committing the early foul in their all-orange kits with green trim. The official today is Louis-Philippe Francoux-Desrochers. On the lines we have Mr. Fakfar and Mr. Armas. These are two very experienced teams that are the players within them are familiar with one another, and here comes Les Elephants on the break right now. They've had a lot of trouble scoring goals this season, but we'll see if they can change that here against LGQV. LGQV known for playing teams very tight, interesting games. This one skips right through to the goalkeeper, but that forward who is running towards him gave him something to think about. Setting the tone early, showing off his pace and letting the keeper know that he'll be there later in the game. Yeah, LGQV, a group of guys who have been together for quite some time. They're a bit of an older team, but they can still hang with the kids. And they know how to play as well. That's a great ball over the top. Onside 2. Here they come with the left foot. That one just pulled wide, but an early warning from LGQV. And Les Elephants left asking questions of themselves. Onside by a couple of feet that time. Les Elephants, for all the talent they have individually, a very technically skilled team, a very athletic team. They've had some trouble this year. Trouble scoring goals, trouble keeping the ball out of the back of their net as well. And they'll be looking to change that against LGQV, who are figuring to fight for a playoff spot this season, and they'll be in for quite the fight, as it's a very tight league here in the Premiership de Montréal. Battle for it in the midfield. That one chipped outside. LGQV's line falling back, anticipating the long ball. We see a lot of that in the Premiership de Montréal, as this one skips out of play. Unfortunate for the left back. Couldn't control that hot shot. A lot of long ball, a lot of kick and run. LGQV not particularly known for that, though. Just known as a team that keeps possession, very sound, tactically very strong. A lot of players who know their job, know their duty, and they perform it well. Nice slide there to prevent that ball from getting through. Lots of possession there in the midfield. Won't be seeing too many instances of that where there's that kind of time on the ball. Ball looking through now. This one looks like it's going to roll out of play. Actually, it stays inbounds, but it's with LGQV, who can walk away with it. A very nice night here at Percival Molson Memorial Stadium. 24,000 seat venue on the side of Mount Royal in Montreal. It is the site of every Canadian Corporate Soccer League match. And also, you see there on the right, it is the home field of the McGill University varsity teams, the football team, the rugby team, the soccer team, and you can see there their logo on that tent, where the team is just changing after their match. Not sure which team that is. Ooh, spike throw-in. Certainly has to be called back, and it is. Les Elephants, a group of players who are either from Côte d'Ivoire or can draw their heritage back to Côte d'Ivoire. And we were talking on a previous broadcast what a great footballing power they were in Africa about 10 years ago. All the talent they had there, and of course the name that I think primarily comes to mind when you think of Côte d'Ivoire is Didier Drogba, especially here in Montreal, where he briefly played as a member of the Montreal Impact for a season or two. That player offside by a country mile that time. But when you really think about it, I think the premier player from Cote d'Ivoire is Yaya Touré. The kids, they don't understand exactly what kind of a player he was. Versatile, good at pretty much everything. And if you had to pick, I mean, you know, really, when you think about it, probably the best African football player of all time. Really, I mean, you think about who else is on the list. Well, Drogba would be up there, and perhaps Adebayor. A couple of other names there as you think a bit more deeply. Michael Essien, for a stretch, maybe would have claimed that, but I think if you're looking all time, Roger Milla, maybe if you want to go, or Roger Milla, I guess you would pronounce it, if you want to go way back. But I guess there's also George Waugh from, he was from, wasn't it Liberia, I believe. So maybe George Waugh or Yaya Touré. I mean, between the two of them, that's that's a pretty good debate to have. But the young kids who are into Mbappe and into Messi, they don't understand what a player Yaya Touré was. And right now the ball is with Les Éléphants. Les Éléphants is the nickname of the Côte d'Ivoire national team, and they were caught in possession briefly there. Good battle for it there. Official letting them play. I think he's only intervened on a foul throw, and then a foul like 15 seconds in. He's letting them play here. Good drive inside there. Trying to scoop it through. It's too heavy, though. That's a ball probably better suited to be played to feet, or at least along the ground, than over the top, as it would have required some kind of skill for the attacker to bring that one down. Already some hands on hips for LGQV as we're just about 7 minutes into this one. It's interesting, we talk so much about the conditioning and stamina that's important in the Premiership de Montréal. This plays onside, but it's right through to the goalkeeper. There are very few leagues around at the amateur level, the high-quality amateur level, that actually play a full 90 minutes. And here's a turnover created now, driving towards the goal. And he didn't attack the space nearly fast enough. Still some time, though, as they maintain possession. First time ball in there. Oh, trying something acrobatic. It was a speculative effort, and it goes well wide. But it's very rare that we see leagues that play full 90-minute matches. A lot of the time, they're 60 minutes to 30-minute halves, just because that's the way fields are divvied up. You know, they're sold by the hour. But in this case, they're going for the full 90, and it's going to be a test on the wind of some of the players out there. And we've seen it a couple of times where the last 20 minutes of matches have been rather unsightly, and a player is caught below the belt there. He's down in a heap. His teammates are going to play it out. And he was either caught... Yeah, there we go. He was caught below the belt. And he's going to take a moment to recover. A weird ball. It looked like it took a ricochet. It was a hard hit ball, and then it took a ricochet, and it hit right into a sensitive area. It will be a throw-in for Les Éléphants. And I assume they will be giving the ball right back to the opposition. Trying to break out with it here, and then sending long ball. That's a well-placed ball, but that player's still a bit hobbled from having gone down a few moments ago. Well-placed, well-weighted ball, but that player not the best candidate to try to get onto it. Maybe try that again in about 10 minutes, and it'll be a different result. Good bit of football there. The attacker dropping off and now making his run, but he realizes it's too far. And that'll about do it for that attack as it's out of bounds. 10 minutes in, nothing much doing between these two teams. One good chance for LGQV very early on as there was a breakdown for the Les Éléphants defense, but apart from that, it has been smooth sailing for both teams, at least on the back end. There's another ball. He's done him for pace. Cutting inside. It's a poor touch, though. Had the pace to get around them, but just lacked the skill to take the ball on the run. May have been bouncing a bit as well. You know, one of the things that's interesting is when you're playing on a surface like this that's perfectly flat, it's a very good surface. A lot of teams aren't used to playing on surfaces like this. They're used to playing on grass or community fields that are choppy and have a couple of holes here and there. And, you know, if you hit a pass 30 yards, it's going to bounce every which way. And so sometimes actually having the ball bounce the way you think it's going to bounce can throw them off. Usually you think it's the other way around. You practice on turf and then you play on grass and you're all messed up. But I think in this case sometimes it's they're surprised at how good the field is. As here's a left-footed ball in there. High one hanging up there. Should be a corner. And that's what the official is signaling. First corner kick of the match. And it's going to go to Les Elephants, swinging it in from the left side. Actually looks like, yes, they are going to play it short. Man coming out to close him down. He'll have a chance to put in a good ball, controlled down right to the top of the box. That's where you want it. Faking it now. Oh, no, he's hit it with his planted foot and has missed it. Still dangerous. It's put across. And the goalkeeper did not claim that one as a defender stepped in front of him. And it's going to be another corner. That's one of those things that you just couldn't do it again if you tried. You're trying to plant your foot and you end up hitting the ball and swinging and missing. Gonna try this corner with the right footer this time. Sending it in quickly, trying to catch him off guard. Free header! It's in! The opening goal for Les Elephants. It was a quick corner. Perhaps caught some of LGQV offside. And they get a well-deserved opening goal. Well worked off that set piece. Taking another look at it here. As there was some havoc in the box. Players weren't sure who they were marking. And it was a free header, and nothing really the goalkeeper should be expected to do from about 6 yards out. But an opening goal for Les Elephants. And it's something that they have not been able to say a whole lot this season, that they, well, for one, have an opening goal, and that they have a goal at all, as they've been shut out in a couple of matches, but they've gotten off to a quick start here. LGQV, though, they have a habit of hanging around. And we'll see what they can do, how they'll respond. Ball over the top. Clatters down off of a player. And he's going to try to keep it in. It looks like he will. But they're going to say it's offside. I don't know about... It's the correct rule there. But, I mean... Unless they're saying it's a goal kick. Maybe that's what they were saying. I think it would have been harsh to say the player would be offside there because, I mean, it's not like he played the ball. For one, he was the one who played it. It ricocheted off him, I believe. But I think they were saying it was a goal kick. LGQV all of a sudden having a lot of trouble breaking out of their own end. Need some width here. LGQV not using a whole lot of the width as that player who is the right back who was making the run forward was right on the hash marks. But here they come now, trying the long drive. Goes over the goal. Goalkeeper was caught sort of in no man's land there. Not a bad idea. If you see it, may as well shoot it. Maybe a well-placed through ball there would have been okay as he had some help with him moving up the pitch. LGQV, one thing that they're known for is they're very good on set pieces. Direct set pieces, we should say. If they have the opportunity to have a crack off of a dead ball from anywhere inside of 25 yards, somewhat centrally to goal, it will be trouble for Les Elephants. They only need really one opportunity at it. And they're one of those teams that if they're given a penalty, you just know they're going to make it. But right now they're having a lot of trouble getting the ball up into that side of the field. As we're a quarter of an hour in, creating the turnover here. They need some men moving forward with that ball. Ooh, that one hit a hand. Play right on, says the referee. Bringing it down. Playing it along, opening up here a bit. But then the defender puts the foot in. And it's whistled down. There's a Les Elephants player who's down, but I think he's signaling it's a free kick for LGQV. This one from 30 yards out from the looks of things. Probably a bit too far to try a shot, but you never know. Interesting. It's LGQV ball, but the player from Les Elephants is the one who's slow to get up. I must say I didn't see what happened there. But no real protests from Les Elephants. So perhaps catching a man who just released the ball. Four-man wall as this ball is directly on the 30-yard line. We were just saying a few moments ago, and these are they're two dangerous players, the right footer number 7 and the left footer number 5, I believe that is. Both of them can slam it in there. Four-man wall. The keeper not the most imposing man in the goal. We'll see if they try to put this one high. There's the drive. Oof, well over. Did not catch that one the way he wanted to. And if the net was twice as tall, it still would have gone over. But those are the chances Les Elephants have to be careful for. Cannot give up too many of those. That one's 5 yards closer in. LGQV will really be licking their lips. That ball just stays in play. Les Elephants are probably going to have the lion's share of the possession in this one. But LGQV are more than capable of taking advantage of their time in possession, even if it is rather fleeting. Passing and moving, trying to move it forward, but the defender was right in there to put the foot in. And skipping ball, ooh, that one's going to be given away. And what can they do with it here? Lofting it over the top. He's onside. Letting it run and taking it under control. This one put into the box. High one. Oh, what a goal that is. Timed it perfectly off of the high ball in there. And there's almost no celebration, but it was a great finish. Take a look at this. Wow, didn't even bounce and he put it right in. What timing and skill on that one. Perfectly hit. And that's one for the highlight reel. It's 2-0. And that a well-deserved goal. LGQV have to pull up their socks here. They have to stay in the match. They can't let it get away from them. 3 goals in the first 30 minutes or so, and you'd have to say that this match would more or less be done. Les Elephants coming forward again. Dancing with the ball. Out of play. He'll take the throw. And offside the call there. This one played in there towards the goalkeeper. The player realized he wasn't going to get to it. That's one of the ones where you just put your run in a slightly different angle and it'll be a different result next time. Trying to get it through. Well defended. And a poor touch there, but LGQV can clear it away. And now this one, the official has heard or seen something he doesn't like. And we'll continue. Oh, another spike throw. They've got to call that one, surely. Not even close that time. Good couple of moves there. Nice job boxing out the player that time and playing it through the middle. What can LGQV do with this? And not a whole lot as it goes out of play. This one bouncing through. What can Les Elephants do with it? That one, did it catch a hand? No, it did not, according to the officials. We'll play right on still with Les Elephants. Again, putting it high in there towards the box. That one up in the air. Player doesn't know where it is. Bouncing ball here, finally cleared away. And this one back controlled by Les Elephants. I was doing a bit of research, bit of thinking into what I was saying before about maybe the best African footballer of all time, and Yaya Toure is up there. A couple names I missed: Samuel Eto'o from Cameroon, and then another glaring one, really, Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian. You'd have to think he'd be in the conversation, but you know, for me, it still comes down to being between Yaya Toure and George Weah. And, well, George Weah, he won the Ballon d'Or in 1995, and he's the only African to do so. So I think, in this opinion at least, it starts and stops there. I mean, he was named the Player of the Year. Like, what more do you want? No other African has ever been named Player of the Year. So, I mean, when you think about it that way, it should probably be him. Not sure if Yaya Toure ever received consideration for the Ballon d'Or. Don't believe he did. So, I mean, if you're looking for your best of all time, George Weah also, by the way, the president of Liberia. And honestly, he's probably the only Liberian I can name. And he also managed their national team. I believe he briefly managed their national team while he was the president of the country. So that tells you just what a star he is in Liberia. There's a long try by LGQV that's not really going to threaten anyone. And in fact, it's all the way out of play. The goalkeeper goes jogging for it. Long ball looking over the top. That one brought down, but then cleared away. That one off of an LGQV player and out of bounds. That ball looking over the top, headed away. They will keep it in play here with the right back. Neither team making a switch thus far. 25 minutes in. That ball released. Offside, though, is the call. LGQV just trying to balance things out here. And the next goal is big. If it's a goal for the team in black, you'd have to think that they will really change the complexion of the match. But if it's Les Elephants who get the goal, I'd say that the match is more or less over. And there's a drive, and there it is. Right into the roof of the goal. A great shot from the top of the box. And we were literally just talking about it. That one really makes it difficult for LGQV now. Laying it off. Perfect shot. Attractive football there. Bit of one-touch stuff. And LGQV are left looking at the scoreboard and wondering they're not even a third of the way through this match. And it may be a long day at the office for the team in black. They just don't seem to be quite up to it today, as Les Elephants are having the best day I've seen them have in the Canadian Corporate Soccer League and in the Premiership de Montreal division. And they've got some reserves on the bench too who will be clamoring for playing time and who will be fresh. So they're going to keep coming at them. A couple of moves there. And it chips through, gathered by the goalkeeper. That one high up into the air on this overcast evening in Montreal. Ball flicked on right into the hands of the goalkeeper. So it was an early goal for Les Elephants. The corner kick, then a great volley thereafter, and then only a few moments ago, the long drive into the roof of the goal. And there we can see in the end zone how many are there. Count them up, about 7 or 8 of them who will be clamoring to get on and get onto the score sheet as well, as that ball was off the mark. LGQV, bit of nice work there, but then they just lack the quality. They lack the ability to turn in the full move, moving from defense into attack. And you think if they're going to be able to score, you'd assume that it would be off of a turnover, maybe somewhere around here, and then move it forward quickly. Slide tackle completely mistimed, but we're going to play on as they chip it through right in there, but it's a missed opportunity. Then headed on, a great save by the goalkeeper who pushes it around the post. Flag stayed down on that play, so it's going to be a corner. The initial shot didn't seem to be troubling anyone, but then a flying header came in, and the goalkeeper sprawled to put it around the post. So corner coming in. Les Elephants that capitalized on one earlier in the match. Still committing quite a few men forward here, even with the sizable lead. And that one actually did fall for a Les Elephants player, but he was off balance and couldn't direct his effort towards the bottom of the net. And in only a few days, a few days, a couple of weeks still, I think, but goalkeeper getting fancy there. This stadium will be rocking as the Montreal Alouettes football team will be back in town. Long ball over the top. Goalkeeper has to be brave getting out there, as he knew there were a couple of players who would be running right at him. The Montreal Alouettes football team will be back in town, playing in front of a large crowd here in Montreal. And it's good to see sports come back. I mean, professional sports were back for a while in Canada, but with no fans in attendance, or, I mean, like literally 200 fans in a 20,000 seat facility. But now they're going to be more or less sold out here in the province of Quebec and the province of Ontario, our neighbors to the west. They are allowing 75% capacity at facilities like this. So in this case, it would be just north of, 15,000 or so in attendance. Closer to 17,000, I guess. But then out west in Western Canada, in Saskatchewan and Alberta and Winnipeg, or not Winnipeg, Manitoba, Winnipeg, a city in Manitoba, they're allowing full stadiums. So sometimes you see upwards of 30,000 people out there, and all wearing their team's colors and nary a mask in sight. So it gives a good feeling, especially for an outdoor venue like this. And what can LGQV do here? Good aggressive defending. Still lots of energy from these defenders. He's doing everything he can to hold him off, and then the ball is just stopped dead by the center back, who clears it away. This match going exactly... Whoa, a tackle there. And a clean play, according to the official. This match going exactly how Les Elephants drew it up. They really have not been pressured on the back end, and they've got 3 goals to show for it. And LGQV have not had a response. What can they do here, though? Dribbling it forward, trying to slip it through. Defender did well to position his body to deal with it. I could see LGQV maybe getting one off of a set piece or a penalty or a mistake from Les Elephants, but from open play, they will be hard-pressed to break down this team, as they are turning in a good performance, and they seem to have figured it out, at least today. We'll see how they can carry it forward, moving forward in the season, though. Scooping it over. Playing it off. Good try for a shot there, but it's blocked away. This one bouncing. It would be LGQV Vol, but now Les Elephants get it back. Trying to slip it through. Good ball. Can they make it 4? No, the goalkeeper's off his line to clear it a couple of rows deep into the stands. Just about 12 minutes from the interval here at Percival Molson Memorial Stadium in Montreal. This is the Premiership de Montréal. Be sure to follow the Premiership de Montréal on Facebook and, more importantly, Instagram, as there's going to be exclusive content from all of the teams, bonus content, and it's a good way to keep up with the league, which is shaping up to be an interesting one. And just speaking to the parity right now, off the top of my head, LGQV, I believe they drew FC United, I believe. Or it may have been Club Soccer 67 Montreal. All the matches merge into one. I believe it was FC United, though. They drew them 2-2. As here's some nice work from Les Elephants. Les Elephants lost 4-0 to White Eagles, who White Eagles lost to FC United. I think it was 5-2. And now it looks like Les Elephants are going to beat LGQV. So everybody's beating everybody here. The only team I think that hasn't really been troubled has been Verdansk. They may have a draw to their name. I believe they drew against Sabelero or Sasquatch. But in the middle of the table, everyone's pretty much beating everybody or drawing everybody. So It's going to be interesting coming down to the wires. Here's the first sub of the game with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Or I thought they were making a sub, maybe. Looks like there was someone who went on the field. In any case, we're back at it. Difficult ball to handle, always favored for the defender, and just puts it out of play. In a situation like this, you wonder what the team talk is going to be for LGQV at the half. By the way, our scoreboard at the bottom says LGVQ. It's LGQV, Les Gras qui vivent, which translates to the guys who live. And those guys are trying to break out right now, and they're going to be on the run here. They got some support provided, too, if he wants to go square, and that's where he's looking. And they still got it here. Breaking through, onside, left-footed ball across. This one out of play, and they'll take the corner kick. First corner for LGQV. They did have that free kick from 30 yards out earlier in the match that went well over the goal, and we'll see what they can do here. Committing some players forward. Why not? Look at all the bodies back there to defend for Les Éléphants. Ball in there, dropping down, and it was glanced away. And Les Éléphants are going to keep it in play. Or was the flag up? No, we're going to play on here. Good job jumping that ball and regaining possession in a dangerous position. Playing it square, bouncing along. Surely he's offside by a couple of feet. And they're going to bring it back.
Change for the team. LGVQ with the number 9 substitution to the number 2.
So some
Change for the team, Les Éléphants with the number 7.
some fresh legs coming out, and or some fresh legs going in, we should say, for the last few minutes before the half. LGQV wanting to make sure they don't concede another. That one simply dribbled out of bounds by LGQV. Bouncing forward here. Do Les Éléphants have another one in them? It'd have to be something spectacular from a ball like that, and it falls down favorably for LGQV, who cleared away. The official has been quiet today. He's been letting them play as they're going to chip this one. Goalkeeper out. Goalkeeper grabs it. Official's been quiet today as he is letting them play, and it's created some good flow to this match, not stop-start like you sometimes see. Les Éléphants driving forward, but the midfielder, the defensive midfielder, was positioned very well. Now still going, LGQV. Can they get one here before the half? Kicks it right into the body of his own man, and it's actually right into the arm of his own man. Look at that kick. Well up the field as he gets it up there. They're going to control it down here. Les Elephants playing it along. Some support arriving. Someone's going to take the shot. That's a good position to take one. He's on his left, bouncing off, laying it along. Good opening here. And it's a good save from the keeper to push it around. An awkward shot. May have actually been a toe peg. And the goalkeeper got down quickly to concede the corner kick with about 5 minutes to go until the break. That went in there, cleared away partially, and then further helped away by LGQV, who get their lineup. Les Elephants will be happy with their play at the back, and more specifically their lack of mistakes at the back. As well, there was the one earlier in the game, very early, I think like a minute in. But they've had a tendency to have a couple of breakdowns, both with the ball and without it, among their defenders. And they've been good today, though. They've been solid, airtight, perhaps. But I remember against White Eagles in particular, I think 3 of their goals were self-inflicted. Whether they be own goals or just head-scratching, poor play from goalkeepers and defenders that wound up in the back of the net. And White Eagles were all too happy to take those goals in a game that ended 4-0 for the team comprised mainly of Polish expats. And here comes Les Elephants. Thought about chipping the keeper there, I think, the way he was running at it, but the keeper was on his line. This one pushed backwards, onside here. Decides to try to shield it out of play, and he's done his job. Goal kick. Game's evened out, perhaps. Although I'd say Les Elephants still look the more dangerous to score. We'll see if LGQV can change that, as that one was a sold short pass. Now this is real trouble here towards their own goal. But someone's back to gather it. Oh boy, some more questionable dribbling here. But it looks like they've got it now and they'll play it away. As that one was a couple heart-stopping moments there for LGQV. And another foul throw. Didn't quite see what was wrong with that one, but the official saw something he didn't like. And I believe that's 3 now for Les Elephants. Really the only blemish on their record today. And that ball just a bit too far ahead. And they play it quickly, stepping inside as the seas part, playing the ball over the top, headed in there. And the goalkeeper will gather it. It was going to be friendly fire if that one went in, but he was going to gather that one rather easily. Turned over here. Can Les Elephants put an exclamation point on the half? Maneuvering around, good jockeying there. First defender, second defender. And he jumps in to get the ball. Still danger, though, as they chip it over the top. And then LGQV gets something on it and concede the corner right on the stroke of halftime. And time for one more sub as well. Or it looked like he was signaling a sub, or perhaps he was telling them to wait because there is not enough time left in the half. Cross put in there, falls down. And this one moved away, and the official undoubtedly looking at his watch as we've reached 45 here, putting it back in. And then it's cleared away by LGQV. And that'll do it for the first half. 3-0 for Les Éléphants after the first 45. And we're back for the second half. Les Éléphants get us started, and they've got a 3-0 lead. They're wearing their orange kits, LGQV in black. Graham Naismith with you on the commentary, as it was a nearly perfect opening half for Les Éléphants. They defended well, they attacked with purpose, and they didn't let their level drop, and they are deserving of the 3-0 lead, and a couple of their goals were special ones. A long drive from the top of the box and a perfect volley. Not to mention a good header off a corner kick. So they're in control of this one. They're in the driver's seat, and LGQV really have their work cut out for them in the next 45 just to hang on and not make it worse, and even more so if they hope to get back into this match. They're going to be onside here, Les Éléphants. Playing the early ball. Well played, but he's offside. Just a hair ahead of his defender that time. Good decision to play the early ball, as it would have been dangerous. But the attacker was just in front of the man. This one's still in play as Les Éléphants regain possession. Really dangerous here. In the box, trying to turn with it, playing it to the top of the box, just thrashing at it was LGQV. Now playing it high in there, headed away, still dangerous. Les Éléphants get it back, but they'll instead decide to keep possession and turn away. And that is the luxury that Les Éléphants have right now. They can just play around with it, maintain possession, score a goal after a dozen or so passes instead of looking for the slicing ball right away. That's what we might be seeing here in the second half. I wouldn't say this one's gotten out of hand, but it has the potential to, especially if Les Éléphants delve into their bench, which we already saw. They've got 7 or 8 players in reserve who can come on, some of whom may have come on at the half. LGQV looking for something here. It's opening up for them for the shot, but no, it's blocked away. Calls for a penalty. Official saw nothing that satisfied him. Defender caught flat foot. He's trying to blow by him, and he will. Has the pace to get back on it. He can just take it himself if he wants. Cross, and it's missed. And all the way out for a goal kick. Attacker will feel he should have done better at that one. He actually moved the net in the process. Looks like the center official was initially going to give that one to Les Éléphants, but instead he gives it to LGQV, who will try to launch forward in the attack here. Some support coming in from the stands. Bouncing ball through the midfield. Les Éléphants are on it. They've seem to be on every loose ball today. And they've won their fair share of 50-50s as well. Goalkeeper plays this one with his feet. And, you know, there's so many things that you can look at where you can say, oh, well, one team's just won all the 50-50s, or one team's just been on the ball first, or one team's got the bounces and whatnot. And it takes a combination of stuff to turn in a dominant performance like this that Les Éléphants are doing. And today I think we're confident in saying that they were just the better team. But then again, that's why you play the games, and who's to say what will happen when these teams meet next? Perhaps we caught Les Éléphants on their best day and LGQV on their absolute worst, or who knows, maybe it was the opposite. Maybe the score will be even more lopsided when these two teams meet. Maybe Les Éléphants have been holding back, who knows? But then again, that's why you play the games. And now the official blows up. And there's a player in orange who is down to the left of our screen. Someone was getting a round of applause there. Drop ball back with LGQV. You know, sometimes you just long for a good contested drop ball. Won't be seeing those anymore. And neither team wants to restart with it. They both give it to the other. And it's all the way back with the LGQV goalkeeper, who punts this one well down the field. But yeah, you want to see a good contested drop ball every once in a while, but unfortunately that is no longer permitted by the FIFA rules. I believe it was early in 2020 that rule was implemented, where a drop ball is given to one team or another. And here's a good ball to run onto. Getting it on the byline here. Putting a skipping ball through the middle. Opens up for him for a shot, but he yanks it wide. Right across the face of goal, but not troubling the goalkeeper. Even when the rule was in place where you could have a contested drop ball, I'd say, like, honestly, 8 out of 10 were uncontested, where one team just kind of let the other have it, or one team agreed to play it back. Every once in a while, you did get one where you said, hey, wait a second, this is actually going to be contested here. And it was always fun viewing. Not fun to be in particular, as a player, because someone was getting whacked in the shins. To the near side, trying the first time drive. Not a bad shot. It was going to be up towards the roof of the net, but it's out of play. And LGQV find themselves doing what they did literally 30 seconds ago, fetching the ball and setting it up for a goal kick. This was at about the point where the first goal for Les Éléphants went in the first half. About 8 or 9 minutes in. Stepping in there, intercepting it. Can they launch a counterattack? The lead forward is a bit offside, checks his run, tries to get back. And LGQV enjoying some possession here. And then it breaks down and Les Éléphants will counter. Can they be lethal on this counterattack? Trying to take him on 1v1. But then a defender steps in there to intercept the pass. He read it all the way. Flags up, he was offside. Good ball over the top there. And now the assistant referee flagging. Says he saw a foul. Here comes Les Elephants again. They're just coming at them in waves now. You feel it's only a matter of time before they'll get their fourth. Players on side here. First time ball across, goalkeeper down. Did a nice job cutting off that one from getting through. Long left-footed ball up, but a defender's going to get onto it well. Les Elephants, they're an easy team to root for because you know that if they make it into the playoffs or make it into a big match like the final, they'll get a good crowd out. And I remember last year in the final of the Premiership division, it was Peaky Blinders against FC Jazz, and both of those teams got a great cheering contingent out, and what a match that was. Dribbling here. Good defense. He's drawn the foul too. But you like to see the creativity. You like to see him trying to attack 1v1. No bookings yet today. And really there's been no reason for there to be any. But Peaky Blinders and FC Jazz, those teams, they brought their friends out and they brought their communities out, and it was a full house. In fact, he's going to try this one here, but it's high and wide. In fact, given the COVID restrictions at the time with the park where the game was taking place, some people had to be turned away, and they ended up, well, there were some bleacher seats, but then they were turned away at the fence, and they had to go and watch from a different vantage point, as there were well over 300 or 400 fans there for that pivotal match. And you hope that whichever teams get into the final this year, they get they get a good cheering contingent out, and I can think Les Elephants would do a good job with that. The Côte d'Ivoire community in Montreal would come out, and I think White Eagles would do a fine job as well. And actually, Sabelero and Sasquatch, they've had a couple. I think Sabelero in particular, Sasquatch to a lesser extent, but definitely Sabelero. They've had cheering contingents come out to a couple of games here at Percival Molson Stadium. And yeah, Sabelero definitely had we remember their thrilling last-minute goal against Sasquatch to win that game 2-1 in the 85th minute, and the crowd definitely were in full voice on that day. And you hope whichever teams make it to the final game really get the supporters out, because it makes it fun. Here comes Les Elephants. They'll be looking to get into that final game after a performance like this. But LGQV have something to say here as they bring it forward. This man onside. Some support being provided as well. This is the most promising attack for LGQV this half. Playing it down low. Ball in there, well over. And the attack comes to nothing. Couldn't even get it to the middle of the box. But an encouraging move down the left side nonetheless for LGQV, as they had some numbers there, created something of an overload in the flank. Oof, heavy tackle, definitely a foul. You can see the lights have turned on at the top of the stands with about 30 minutes to go in this match. The match will finish in daylight. It won't quite be nighttime when this one ends, but the lights are on nonetheless. Player falls rather awkwardly, but he's right back to his feet, and he's right back on the ball. That one a tough one to chest down. It was almost going right for his head, and it wasn't going to be easily controlled. And here comes Les Elephants trying to slice it through. Playing it outside. This player's going to get onto it. Cutting outside onto his right. Too far away to try a shot. Laying it off. Defender gets in there, and that'll do it. LGQV, it's like they've been lacking a man up front, but they've got a free kick here. I'd hope they'd take their time and set it up. Don't try to take it too quickly, and that's what they're going to do. That's their best friend right now, getting the players forward rather than trying something quickly. Goalkeeper setting up his wall. Playing along the ground. And it looks like he's going to be offside. No, they're letting him play. The official in an awkward position there. As he signaled a corner kick, he has. Or no, it's actually a throw-in. Weird angle there for us as the ball is thrown in. High foot there. And they've won themselves a corner. First one in a while for LGQV. Right footer to take. Outswinging ball to come in. Good one there. Too close to the goalkeeper actually upon a second look. Who rose easily, but then he didn't exactly shroud himself in glory with that clearance away. LGQV, maybe they've been the better team for the past 5 minutes or so. Les Elephants switched off slightly. Ball not falling kindly to them here, but then a player falls down. And the official issues a yellow card.
Yellow card for the team LGVQ.
Just under a half hour left in this match. No real width provided here by Les Elephants. Or it was there. It was a bit higher up the field, though. Ooh, they've got something cooking here down the side. Playing it in there. Took a deflection. Awkward for the goalkeeper. He spilled it. Les Elephants are on it, trying to play it square. But LGQV closed it well and cleared it away. That one, an awkward one for the goalkeeper. Bounced right in front of him. I assume with some spin on the ball, which further made things difficult as a spinning ball can be sometimes hard to read on this turf pitch. And he spilled it, and there was definitely an opportunity there. Les Elephants onside. Walking in, taking him on one-on-one. Let's see a 1v1 here. Nice move to get around him. Left-footed ball through. Defender got there. We don't see enough players taking one another on 1v1. Especially in a low-risk, high-reward situation like that along the byline. Why not try it? Because, I mean, really, 3 out of 4 results are good for you. Because when you're attacking like that along the byline towards the goal, it's either going to go forward towards the goal, which is good. It's going to go to your right out for a corner kick, which is good. It could go back where it came from, which isn't the worst situation. It's probably going to be your throw-in. Goalkeeper out. Did well not to handle that, and then he's tripped up. Or then, of course, the ball can go to the left and further up the field, but I'm a big supporter of taking someone on 1v1 in that situation because your odds of something positive happening are pretty high. And a change is happening here.
Change for the team LGQV MC with the number 18. Substitution to the number 13. Pierre Demoulon. And with the number 23. Joseph with the number 23 and substitution to the number 9. Malek Kopp. Change for the team LGQVSC with the number 20.
Looked like a push in the back there, but we're going to play on. Keeper gets it. 25 minutes from time. Can LGQV hang around and maybe pull one back here? This one will be a corner kick, though, for Les Elephants. First corner for them in a while. Ooh, not very well taken at all. Good break here for LGQV. They've got some space and some time through the middle of the field. A couple of players back, though, for Les Elephants, so it's not going to be anything too quickly. And ran into a cul-de-sac there. Les Elephants coming away with the ball. Nice bit of work there. Look at the ball movement as they switch it from one side to the other. Now playing it right through, it just skipped a bit too far ahead of the attacker. It was right there for him, but he just wasn't in a position to extend the foot. They're still on it, though. They're just pinging it around for fun here and still going. There's the cross, but the keeper is right there. Wasn't going to be hard enough to trouble him. LGQV, they still have something going offensively, but defensively it looks like they've dropped a bit, especially through the midfield. Les Elephants moving forward moving through it much too easily. 50-50 here. Goal kick is the call. And a player has gone down. And a player being helped off the field now. Looks like he's pulled up for one reason or another.
With the number 11, Zoom, to the number 20, Ernest.
And we're about 20 minutes from time now. Les Elephants have been knocking on the door of the LGQV goal. And this is the Premiership division in Montreal. And with all due respect, you hope that Les Elephants won't revert to anything too... I don't know what the correct word is for it. Not fancy. Fancy's okay. But anything too embarrassing, maybe like the goalkeeper was just pulling there. As, you know, they've been in this position before. Down by a couple of goals. Just kind of defeated mentally. And then they'll, you know, you're going to be in that position again in your soccer career. Not necessarily this season, not necessarily with this team, but it happens to everyone. And, you know, it's no fun to be in that position. And the funky stuff like that doesn't help the opponent. Les Elephants just enjoying the possession now. That's a perfect ball. Goalkeeper bit off his line. Now he backpedals into it. Good fake there for the shot. Just pulled it wide. A bit of creativity there. He really sold one to his defender with a good fake. And then pulled it back. Bit of a sharp angle to try the shot, but why not? Wasn't really any option in the box. And that's one thing, I mean, I touched on it before. We just see kind of a lack of creativity in this league sometimes. Individual creativity. Sometimes teams, I mean, look at the third goal for Les Elephants. It was a fabulous goal with a flick on, a back heel, and a great shot. Team creativity is there, but individual creativity at the highest level, you don't see enough of it. And I think not entirely sure what was wrong with that throw-in, but the official saw something he didn't like. You know, in low-risk, high-reward situations, you want to see something like that. So there, you know, a nice fake, trying the shot, opening up the shooting lane. He did really well with it, and I hope we see more of it. Not necessarily from Les Elephants, but from any team, really, as I think that player is probably going to be offside. Although he's let it go here. Smartly played. The official waves it on, but then they've turned it around. And, you know, a bit more creativity from all the teams, all the players, as he's used a burst of pace, cutting it back, but it's right into the hands of the goalkeeper, who has been busy in this one. That's a nice ball. Beat a couple of players with it. And the defender clears that one away. And we'll have a slight pause in the action. The official playing the advantage after the attacker was clipped from behind. Good movement that time with LGQV. The midfielder wants it right back, but he's giving it away here. Burst of pace for Les Elephants. He's going to get onto it too. He's away and clear. There's the shot. Did the keeper get a piece of it? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it was just pulled wide, but it was opening up there for him. And he ended up yanking it right across the face of goal. Keeper was off his line quickly to cut down the angle, but I think that attacker will want that one back. Probably should have done better with it. Good bit of opportunistic play, though, from Les Elephants, nearly making LGQV pay for a lax pass in the midfield. Look at this press from Les Elephants, pressing as a unit, and they may yet create something here. Gonna need something special to break out of it, and now they pull off the press. That's something we didn't necessarily see from them before. This one's out of play, and it's orange ball. But that pressing as a unit, not just one player running after the ball. And you saw there, they sensed their opponents were going to be pinned in, so they really sent a bunch of players over and forced LGQV to use their technical skill to break away with it. Ooh, that was not an easy ball, and he did it really well. One thing for Les Elephants that I noticed, especially against White Eagles and a bit here today, is they're hesitant to go direct. A lot of the time they end up kind of getting to the byline and putting in a cross, and nothing really happens with their crosses. Something to note as they progress through the season. as they seem to get to the side of the box a lot, and they get into some good positions to put in some crosses, but they don't necessarily do much with them. Ooh, player falls down heavily. Official is going to let them play. He's really letting them play now. Controlling it down now. Left-footed ball. Flicked on. Good bit of football here from LGQV. High cross in there. Over the head of the goalkeeper and over the head of everyone. Out of play. 15 minutes left from Percival Molson Memorial Stadium as the sun starts to set. Well controlled there. Difficult ball to control. Les Elephants will be happy with this one. Happy to get into win column. Happy to score a couple of nice goals, a couple of team goals. And happy in general with how they've created as well, how they've built. Meanwhile, LGQV, I guess you can take some positives from this second half. Although offensively, they didn't exactly have much going, except for maybe a 5-minute stretch, relatively early in this second 45. Now there's a ball over the top. Goalkeeper stayed home. What can he do with it here on his right foot? Defender banks it off of the LGQV player and out. And the goalkeeper now is down. Goalkeeper just being attended to. Looks like he'll be, or is he okay to continue? No, it looks like he's coming out. So a goalkeeper change here for Les Elephants. They'll need a penny on that player. Looks like an upper body injury for the goalkeeper. LGQV taking the opportunity to refresh themselves. And they're just running out one of their alternate kits for the keeper, the new keeper rather. This would have been very interesting maybe if it was 15 or 20 minutes earlier. But I think with 10 minutes to go, even with an alternate keeper in, Les Elephants should feel pretty good about themselves, especially with the way they've been playing. But if this were to happen in the first half or early in the second half, I think it would have given LGQV some new life. But right now, I think as we're about to hit the 80th minute, I think Les Elephants will still feel pretty confident with their outlook on things. If anything, maybe they'll just be a bit more cautious with the ball in their own end, something like that. Instead of trying to break it out, maybe look over the midfield. Just knowing here that they've done the job for the first 80 minutes, don't want to mess it all up in the last 10. LGQV create the turnover. What can they do here? A lot of space open to the left as they play it through. That's where they're looking, but some good pace from the center back. Gets the ball, but then, he almost turned it over. He's in some trouble here. But then calmly back to the goalkeeper, as for a second there, it was just caught up in his feet. But he controlled himself well. Good stretch of play through the midfield here. Les Elephants still moving through very easily, but a defender's able to get in there. Burst of pace down the right. Instead, he's looking to his left. And looking over the top. Nice ball. Laying it off, trying to slip it through, just not the right trajectory on the pass. And Les Elephants get it back. Les Elephants, they sense maybe a fourth could be coming here, but the keeper is able to gather it. He's done well for himself today. And actually, did he step out of his box, though, as soon as we say that? Looks like that's the case. He, I believe, just stepped out of his box. So it's going to be a ball right on the top of the box. And I'm always confused if this is a direct or indirect free kick. We'll see what the official decides here. It's, well, right on the 18-yard box. Goalkeeper guarding that near post. Looks like it is a direct opportunity. 5-man wall. Direct free kick here. Left foot. Nope. Gonna pull it over. And didn't hit it the way he wanted to. And he'll get the Bronx cheer from the crowd as that one is well behind. And the official lets them play on. There was calls for a handball, but here comes LGQV. Putting it the central route, but wasn't really much going on there for them. The ball bounces out. Not the way LGQV wanted to play that one with about 5 minutes to go. And there we can see some supporters for Les Elephants just up in the stands over top of the players. There's a long drive blocked away, and I was just thinking to myself, it's around this point in the match in the lower divisions of the Canadian Corporate Soccer League where the teams start thinking about what's going on at Bar des Pins, BDP, just down the street, the favorite post-game hangout of most teams who play here at Percival Molson Stadium in the Corporate Canadian Soccer League. The unofficial post-game hangout, we should say, and a lot of good memories there from my time working at McGill University. Little hole-in-the-wall pub that caters to the sports teams that play here. And two-man wall here for the ball to be whipped in. Good ball to rise onto, and it's a header just over. That was probably their opportunity right there. Well delivered, but the defenders did a good job to jostle the forward, and he couldn't quite direct it on goal. And there we can see just to our left Verdansk, perhaps the class of this Premiership division, starting to get ready for their match. But yeah, Bardet Pain had a couple of at-bats there, as they say. And here comes Les Elephants, but that's a good tackle put in by LGQV. Les Elephants looking for one more, looking to help their goal differential, which took a hit earlier this season. Was this one blown up? I didn't quite hear the whistle, but it looks like it was for something of a drag back during that move. Well, this player who's taking it is going to take a 10-yard run up at it. I wonder if he's going to try a shot. Oh no, now he adjusts himself. I thought we were going to see something special there, a 10-yard run up, and he was just going to hit that. But instead he flicks it in there. It doesn't look like much is going to come out of this one. And yeah, they've cleared it away. Going one-on-one, trying a move, forcing his way to the outside. There's that cross. And again, we see how they get outside, but then they aren't able to cross. And I wonder what would happen there if that player clearly a bit more comfortable on his right foot. I wonder what would happen if they just alternated their players. So the right footers right now are on the right, presumably, and left footers on the left. As this ball's put in there, again, easy pickings for the goalkeeper. I wonder what would happen if they switched that up. Put their right footers on the left side. So then when they're cutting in to shoot. So when they're moving onto their stronger foot, they're moving inside. Because right now, if you're a right footer playing on the right side, when you move to your stronger foot, you're moving to the outside, and you're moving kind of away from the danger area. And sure, you're in a good position to place in a cross, but almost the RN Robin thing, where he was clearly a left-footed player. And here's an opportunity for LGQV, but the goalkeeper gets it. Robin, clearly a left-footed player, but he always played on the right, and he had that move where he would just cut inside onto his favorite left foot and then would make something happen either with a shot or a cross or a pass. And I just wonder if Les Elephants, clear handball there, surely a booking. I just wonder if Les Elephants maybe would be better suited with their players alternated. So if you're a right footer, you play on the left, so you have the ability to cut inside and either try a shot or try a pass or try something. That could be something that they try to do to open things up. Because we mentioned it earlier, now the official's going to see if that was intentional what the player did. But we mentioned it earlier, and we saw it again there where they seem to move to the outside a lot. So remember, we said LGQV pretty good from these set pieces. And remember, it's a backup goalkeeper who's in here for Les Elephants. What can they do with it here? Left footer to take from the looks of things. Low one skipping through, never made it through. Another chance, though. Just swung, and it was partially poked away. We've reached the 90. And that will do it. A 3-0 win for Les Elephants. They'll feel good about that, as they needed that for their campaign. Thank you for joining us for this match in the Premiership de Montréal. We'll see you next time.